And the first one that I would like to propose to you, it's guess the local custom. I'll describe a cultural practice or a tradition that they have, and if you know it, I would like you to tell me if it belongs to the Netherlands or it belongs to Switzerland. Every New Year's Eve, people jump into freezing cold water as a tradition.
That's not what I expected you to say about New Year's Eve. In the Netherlands, it's fireworks.
Really?
But that might be, I don't know. I don't know.
As far as I know, that's New Year Duik, which is in Netherlands, especially in the north region, I suppose. They literally jump into cold water as a welcome in the year, which is something that I cannot do even in summer. So brave from them, let's say like this.
What I remember about New Year's Eve was feeling like I was in a war zone because of the fireworks going on. No.
I have another one, which is like, it is common to have coffee time break with cake and pastries around 10:30 a.m. and around 3:30 p.m.
Again, that was not a part of my routine in either country, but I would like it. Where does that?
Switzerland for sure, and I think in Germany it's very traditional also to have this coffee and kuchen moment at specific times. I would not say it's so strict that it needs to be at 10:30 and 3:30, but definitely it comes as a break and a tradition.
The Germans and the Swiss typically do things on a rigid schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. I heard that there are vending machines where you can buy hot croquettes and snacks in the streets. And in Netherlands, I don't know if you ever seen that.
There were food carts in The Hague. Yes, I do remember that. I think that these were, and they tended to be staffed by immigrants. So the one that I went to at least once a week was owned and staffed by some Turkish immigrants. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Like more like a food truck approach of like eating standing in the street. No. I think the next one you already touched it a little bit, but public silence is expected in trains, especially in certain sections.
In fact, there are silent cars. But that might be true in both the Netherlands and Switzerland.
Probably it is. I've only experienced the Swiss part of that, especially that with the silent trains and everything. But probably in Netherlands there is also like an inspection in there.
You know, I don't think you have to work very hard at that rule because everyone stares at their phones for the entirety of their trip.
Yeah, that's also true. Let's do the last one of this one. People celebrate their birthdays by bringing their own cake to work.
Switzerland. That is an odd. No, what were you going to say? Yes.
Yeah, I assume it can be one of these ones that can be in both also. But did you experience it in Switzerland?
In Switzerland, yes. Yeah, and it was an odd. To me, it was an odd tradition.
Especially, you need to bring your own thing for celebrating your birthday. Normally, you expect to receive things, no?
Right.
Nice. Then I will jump to the next one. I prepared a special one related to church traditions around the world. But I researched a little bit of Christian traditions around the world that are not as common as it could be, and I would like to hear if you heard about them ever, and I would like to ask you if you know any special one at the end. I will just bring a couple. One that I heard from Finland, it's that in Christmas Eve, people go to cemeteries and light candles in order to honor the deceased ones and the loved ones.
I am not familiar with that one, but that, boy, that tradition seems like a rich one, or it could be a rich one.
Mm. And the second one that I bring in, it's from home. So in Corpus Christi, in Catalonia, since 16th century, actually, we perform something that we call l'ou con balla, which is the dancing egg. And we actually we do a tradition where we put an empty eggshell on top of a jet of a fountain, and then it spins, so it makes it dance like that. It's don't ask me where it comes from. I've seen it multiple times, but it's only in Corpus Christi, and we do it only for that.
And it has a religious meaning?
It does. Theoretically, I don't really exactly know, but it's performed actually by pastors. Like, it's not that you do it on your own. It is a religious ceremony done by the pastors itself. Yes.
Okay, no, not familiar with that one.
So, Doc, I wanted to ask you if you know or if you've experienced any non so traditional Christian or religious ceremonies in your life.
You know, no, this is not going to seem unusual to you, but I had never participated in a baptism in a lake. Now, I know that in some traditions that's the only way it's done, but that was unfamiliar to me. So there was a young woman from Africa who became a Christian while she was living in Switzerland, excuse me, and she wanted to be immersed. And I didn't know how to do that. I've officiated at dozens and dozens of baptisms over the years, so I had to watch YouTube videos. This is a confession, I guess, in order to find out how to do it. And we, one Sunday afternoon, waded out. I mean, there were a number of church members on the shore, but Nadia and I waded out into Lake Zurich. And since it was the summertime, it was not too cold. And I immersed her. I mean, I put her under the water and brought her back up. And that's the first and only time in my life that I ever did that. And I have to say, it was very, very meaningful to me. And obviously, I remember her name, and I can picture the moment in my mind right now. It was wonderful, but it was a novelty.
I imagine it must be an honor. This part of your work, I assume this is like, it's not only the connection with the people, but it's the memories that you generate for them. It's important moments on their life. So,
because she was from Africa, she had a different cultural reaction to what happened. She came out of the water yelling, making lots of noise. I can assure you that no Swiss would ever do that.
Because it's illegal, probably. So, jumping to the last cultural dive. And talking about legal or illegal, I would like to propose you a mini game called Local Laws Challenge, and I will bring you laws that exist in Switzerland and Netherlands. Doesn't mean that they are really applied, or they are applied in both. But and you tell me if you believe that they belong to Switzerland, they belong to the Netherlands, or they belong to both countries. I think the first one, you already touched it, but it is illegal to mow your lawn on Sundays.
Can't do that in Switzerland. And I assume that there's a religious origin to that, but today, Sunday is a family day, and it is sacred for that reason.
Yeah, I assume it is. The whole Sunday approach. It seems very logical, no? Like, but
it is very difficult to find a store that's open. I discovered that if I needed a grocery item, I could find a store at the main train station in Zurich, but I mean, all other stores are closed.
The second one that I have here, it's about cannabis. So the fact that you can legally buy and smoke cannabis in designated coffee shops, I think it's a well-known one.
It has to be the Netherlands.
Exactly, but I don't know if it's really like that common or it's really more like a tourist thing. Do the locals really do? I don't know.
I never saw that in The Hague, but I have seen it often in Amsterdam. So maybe it is for tourists.
There is a law that says that it's illegal to deny tap water in restaurants.
Isn't that all over Europe? Americans often ask for tap water, and the waiters don't like to give it. No, I don't know which country that is.
It's officially in the Netherlands. This is registered in the law system of Netherlands. For me, that was a surprise. Like in a lot of countries, like Greece, Germany, and Switzerland, even in Netherlands, you are asked if you want the tap water. In Greece, actually, they are literally ask you. It's not that you ask for it; they ask you if you want tap water or bottled one. In Spain, for example, you ask for tap water, and they tell you, no, you need to buy it.
Yes, yeah, sparkling or still,
Exactly.
and then the assumption is that it's bottled.
Actually, here in Italy, also normally it's bottled water. It's very strange to receive tap water. One more. You must have a license to own a TV or a radio.
Oh my goodness. Well, I owned a TV in Switzerland, but I don't think I had a license for it. I don't know.
Actually, this is in both countries, and I will add Germany in that. And it's not directly the registration for the TV on itself as a electrodomestic or as a thing. It's that you need to pay a broadcasting fee for owning a TV or radio. I assume sometime this is inside of the cost of the house, for example, or the rent. But you pay for the public broadcasting services. It's like a kind of tax at the end.
I might have broken that law. I don't remember ever having paid a fee. We had to buy the TV in Switzerland, of course, because of our connection would not have, the electrical connection would not have worked. But I don't remember. No.
Okay, let's hope no Swiss police is listening to this, because they will send you the fee, and don't worry about that. They do that. Let's hope not.
I couldn't leave the country until my taxes were paid. I mean, I had to deregister, pay my taxes before I was allowed to depart. Yeah, they're very serious.
So probably you paid that inside of that bundle.
Okay.
So the last one, it's actually a funny one, and it's that it's illegal to walk in a pedestrian zone without shoes.
I have no idea.
It's part of local laws in majority of Swiss people, Swiss cities actually, and you can be fined by walking without shoes, which seems like one of these laws that hasn't been changed for some time. But
and yet, in the summertime, people would walk down to Lake Zurich. This was in our village, and undress at the edge of the water and go for a swim. Well, that would never have happened in the U.S. I think you could be arrested for that in the U.S. But
I think the culture of Switzerland and Germany of nudity in the lakes, it's curious. I mean, I suppose it might be a shock for you also. It was for me, and I'm European, so if you're right from another continent, it might be a little bit like why is people fully naked here?
Yes, it was new to me.